the horn on my truck started blowing by itself. Either it was parked or whether I was driving it, and it burned it out. So first I have to replace my horn with a new one. Then I'm trying to figure out why the horn's going off by itself. I got some advice from some people, but everybody says different things. I even took it to Ford and they didn't know what it was. So I decided to install a switch in series with it so I could still use my truck without having to worry about the horn going off. That way I can just turn my switch on when I'm driving or turn it off when I'm not.
Now, in order to put this little hanger through the hole down there and bolt the horn on, it's easier to move the battery in the battery tray to get to the holes. Okay, now I have the battery and the tray out of the way. I can get to the holes better to bolt the horn back on. Also trace out the wires for the horn where I'm going to splice in my switch. Now the horn is above the passenger side wheel well, and you take out only 4 screws. One that's up here. This one. One in the top. And there's one here on the bottom. Now you take this plastic wheel well cover and you pry it back, and then the horn goes right up in here in this spot here. See, the hanger's holding the horn. Okay, now that I have my new horn installed, I'm going to start working on my switch wire. Okay, now I got the green and yellow wire cut coming from the horn relay. I'm getting ready to splice it into the this number 18 wire American wire gauge, good for 15 amps, and it's going to go back through the switch on one wire and then come back and power up the wire going to the horn. Okay, this is my horn end wiring. Okay, now I'm going to connect the wires coming from the horn to the pass-through wires going to the switch. These butt splices and heat shrink. And the way you get to your pass-through wires, take this cover off, pull out on it.
Before you go any further, make sure you have both batteries disconnected.
Pop this fuse cover off. remove these 4 bolts. I'm using a 10mm. I'll bring it forward. It's going to be kind of hard because there's wires all over the back of it. Okay, once you get your relay panel pulled back, you have your 4 pass-through wires connected in the same bundle as your PTO wires. But you're going to use only 2 of my pass-through wires. I'm going to use a black and a white. There's a black, white, and a blue, red coming through the firewall and then coming out on the other side. Your auxiliary or upfitter wires are also back here. Now I'm going to go ahead and install my switch. The best place I could find for it is right here. Now I'm going to run my wire from my pass-through wires coming from the horn up to my switch that's going to be installed there. And I'm going to wire it to the switch first and then put it in there. Otherwise it'd be pretty hard to do. Okay, I got everything wired back. Switch is installed. Relay panels back in. It's really humid today, so that might be making this clock switch stick, but it's sticking on now. Now I got that switch in there, I can cut the power off, but it's sticking in here. I don't want to do that too much. Take off the neighbors. You see it was sticking. And now I can keep using my truck and troubleshooting the horn. If it goes off, I just turn this switch off if it stays on.